Hi guys, welcome to another video by myself, Bates87. It is the best possible. Another best possible squad builder. We do them every weekend, and you guys have gone ham the past couple of weeks with the support on the videos. Now, like I say all the time, you guys can build them on Footwiz, Foothead, Footbin, all the community websites out there. But one thing you can't do, unless you're going to splurge loads of coins into the game, is play with the teams. Last week we did Dortmund. That went down surprisingly well, and today we are doing the current Premier League champions, and potentially could be the champions by the end of the season. It is Manchester City. I'm a Liverpool fan. I don't want them to be champions. Obviously Liverpool top of the table currently as I'm making the video. By the time the video goes live they may not be, but we have got some decent players in this best possible Manchester City team. You guys can see Fernandinho on the bench, Sane on the bench. I think he's got a high rate card now. Anyway, we have Mahrez on the bench because of one new player, but to keep the same rating you could have Riyad Mahrez there, but I decided to go with someone else. Gabriel Jesus, he's in the striker position red. John Stones, Bravo, Mangala. It's just a few players which I've got in the club and I just thought I'd whack them on in there. So in the goalkeeper position, guys, it is a full special card team. And the goalkeeper we are going with at the back, the goalkeeper we're going with, guys, is going to be the... where is it? 87 rated Ederson. Champions League version, because he's not got any special versions up until this point, but he is a brilliant card. How much? I actually packed in 3 games, and he conceded a lot of goals, but I think it's because of the defence that's in front of him. Left back, we have got the red Laporte. You guys may know an issue with that item when his informs wasn't coming out or something, and we got the red version luckily last week's rewards. In the centre back position we have got Vincent Kompany 86 being the first one, and joined next to him is Otamendi as well. So we've got the Champions League triangle there, and it still finishes off at right back actually with another Champions League version, which is Kyle Walker, who is a very, very expensive Champions League version. 172 I paid, and is a little bit less now. Oh, whoa, where have these versions come from? Damn, son, right, so I'm going to lose money on him, that's a given. But Kyle Walker, I know a lot of pros actually use him, but I don't know if they use Trent Alexander-Arnold now. But Kyle Walker, always the meta player which everyone likes to use in FIFA, and that does complete City's high-rated back line at 87, 86, 87, 85, and then in the, what is the other ones? In the goalkeeper, we've got Ederson as well at 87. Now, with the rest of the team, it is a full special card team. It does include some absolute baller-style players. And in the centre midfield position on the left-hand side, we have got Foden, who is now available. We actually packed him. He is now available as a foot swap item. So 14 tokens this month, and you guys can get yourself a Foden version as well if you guys haven't seen that. So I presume a lot of people are going to be rocking with Foden come the end of the month. In the centre midfield position on the right hand side, we've got the 93 rated David Silva, which is a Team of the Year nominee version, and he came out 3 games, 3 assists. Was a very expensive. Was he an expensive SBC? I can't fully remember, but he does come out there and looks absolutely awesome. And then in the cam position, we have got a Team of the Year De Bruyne. 87 pace, 96 shooting, 96 dribbling, 99 passing. I've used him as a sub a few times. 10 games, 6 goals and 1 assist. 2.7 mil paid, but that was back when Team of the Year was running. He's a lot less now. Yeah, he is a lot less. And a pretty rare card as well. A lot of the Team of the Years are pretty rare, but he jumps on into the cam position. And then moving up, left wing, we have got loads of choices in the Premier League for left wingers. But the one we are going for is going to be Raheem Sterling, who was an early player, I think, to get one. And he won Player of the Month. 3 games, 2 goals. Was an expensive SBC at the time, but he has gone up to a 90 rated version now after the winter refresh. And he was one of the players which got upped. I don't believe any of these other ones got up to anywhere. No, they never. No, not interesting enough. None of the City players, I think, got upped. If I am wrong on that, feel free to correct. Oh, Fernandinho, he was one of them, but I can't remember if there's anyone else as well. In the right wing, we go with a new special player, guys, which is the Bernardo Silva man of the match. 83 pace, 78 shooting, 87 passing. A bit slow usually for a right winger, but 3 games and 1 assist. Just under 70k paid, but I presume his price is going to absolutely drop down because of the FUT Player Days, which has been released by EA Sports. So not a bad team up until now. And then we've got one of the most expensive items in the club, and the reason it's expensive is because of Manchester City's progression through the Champions League. Obviously picking up a late win against Schalke, and we paid 1.83 million for him. Where do all these cards appear from when I buy them? Mother truckers. So there's Aguero, 92 rated, as you can see there. 3 games, 3 goals, and 2 assists in the games we played. And very popular card. So this will, if City progress through to the next round, which is looking more than likely now, he will go to a 93 rated. By the end of the year, he could have a ridiculous card. But he's not one I see a lot of in FUT Champs and Rivals. Let me know if you guys have seen him or not. But that is Serge Kun Aguero. Brilliant card. This team itself is absolutely brilliant. I think the only team which would be better than this in the Premier League is obviously Liverpool's team, because of the amount of high rated cards they've got with Joey Gomez, Trent, obviously Alisson upgraded as well. And it'd be interesting to see a Manchester City versus Liverpool head-to-head team at this stage of FIFA. So if you guys do want to see any more best possibles done in the future, it's going to be very difficult to do nations because of the Prime Optimus moments, which have been released by EA. But clubs, leagues maybe as well, feel free to let me know, and I'll crack on and do my best to be able to do them for you guys. But I enjoy doing the best possibles just because you guys see them on websites, on cards, build the teams themselves, but not rarely people do play with them, and that's something we do. So what we're going to have a play around now, guys, is with the team itself, see how it does, give a little bit of a rundown of each individual player, seeing which ones potentially can go in your team. I'll offer, and something new as well with the best possibles, I will offer a triangle of player which I'd recommend putting into your teams if you guys can somehow afford them. But this team's got a lot of expensive players in there. Hopefully it does help you in some way, shape or form, but it should be a fun team to play with. Anyway, so guys, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and we'll be back in a sec to show you the highlights we did get with the best possible Manchester City team available to on FIFA 19 as of the 1st of March 2019. So just throwing it out there in case you guys watch it at a later date. But let's get into it and take a look at the highlights. So, moving on into the highlights with the team. Very skillful, and thankfully we're up against someone who likes to give away penalties quite often. Now, Bernardo Silva, if you guys were to get the choices of players to put in the right wing for City, I would statistically go with Riyad Mahrez over Bernardo Silva. And the reason being, you're getting a player with 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, as opposed to Bernardo Silva, who is 3-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. The extra 5 stars obviously very nice. And he does have some really, really good boosted stats as well with the 87 pace. But Bernardo Silva did alright. Same with Aguero as well. He's a niche player, is Aguero. You don't really see him that often in people's teams. I know I play against him a lot in draft, but when it comes to playing him like in people's like teams, I don't really see any versions of him, and this Aguero is pretty expensive. Even the left-wing version of Raheem Sterling you rarely see in people's teams or anything else like that as well. But as a front three, this was a pretty solid bunch to play with. Now, the triangle, which I'm going to say is worth picking up, is probably Foden, because of value for money and the fact he's in foot swap, linked up with Kyle Walker, and then another triangle is probably throwing in Riyad Mahrez in there. So Foden, Mahrez, and Kyle Walker, I think, will be a brilliant addition into someone's team who isn't looking for that defensive player. But if you are looking for that defensive player midfield, maybe Fernandinho could be a good shout as well. Obviously, we could have fit him into the team, but because of wanting to get in Foden, I chose Foden over Fernandinho as well. That's the reasoning why with that. Now, the midfield, David Silva, pretty good, but low on stamina. I don't know what it is with him. What is his stamina? It is 84, but he's completely dead by the end of the game, which is ridiculous. Team of the Year De Bruyne is an endgame player, 97 rated. You're going to expect the best from him anyway. And Foden was fantastic in the games that I played with him. He's got 7 games, 2 goals, 1 assist, and does all right as well. The defence, Laporte is pretty good at left back, playing against someone who likes to spam the crosses. If they don't like to spam the crosses, then you're going to be a little bit screwed, as the pace on the defenders is pretty low. The 2 centre backs, I give away a lot of penalties with Vincent Kompany. He was a dangerous player. And he was annoying me at sometimes, pretty sluggish, but you're not going to expect much else from someone with pretty low pace. Even Otamendi himself has got pretty low pace as well. Standout defender, Kyle Walker. Not a bad player, very expensive, and I wouldn't recommend going near him. If you're going to do it, guys, may as well get the 84 rated version. And left back as Laporte was not bad for defending against the meta with a crossing, but very, very slow when trying to get the ball forward. Ederson, also a very good goalkeeper as well, but the only problem is now Alisson's higher rated them in FIFA after the special versions that he has been given, and it would have been nice to rock with a 2-striker formation, because I think with having Aguero and the way FIFA is with crossing and stuff, you're going to struggle when you're trying to dribble through. But thankfully behind him we did have Kevin De Bruyne, who was putting it on a plate for either Aguero or putting it into the back of the net himself, as you have seen in the highlights. Now in the comment section below, guys, feel free to get commenting down below what you want to see in terms of best possibles. I've got one more team in mind. I think it's a pretty solid team. I've got it built already, so that'll be next weekend. But if you guys have got any other ideas for best possible teams, feel free to let me know, whether it be a league team, whether it be a club team. I'm all down for doing it. So if you guys have enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like rating, subscribe to me if you are not subscribed already, and we'll be back pretty soon, guys, with another video on the channel for you guys to enjoy. And a massive thank you for your continued support on the best possible squad builders.